Mr. President, on a separate topic, over the past 3 years, something profound has happened on the floor of the Senate. We have been building one of the most important accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration, the confirmation of highly qualified, independent, even-handed judges for the federal bench. To date, we have confirmed 208 judges to lifetime positions on the federal judiciary during my time as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee in the last 3.5 years. This is progress. We've stayed on pace with the number of judges confirmed during the Trump administration, even though we had the longest exactly divided Senate in history, and now have only a narrow majority of 51-49. These confirmations highlight the Senate Judiciary Committee and Biden-Harris's administration commitment to filling vacancies with highly qualified, diverse candidates who ensure the fair administration of justice. This is an historic slate of judges we have approved, who will rule with reason and restraint. They respect the rule of law, adhere to precedent, and answer only to the Constitution. I've served on the Senate Judiciary Committee for more than 2 decades, including as chair for the past 3.5 years. During that time, I've evaluated and voted on more than 1,000 judicial nominees. The record is clear. President Biden's nominees to the federal bench represent the best. Every single one of President Biden's 208 judges so far has received at least a qualified rating from the American Bar Association, an indication that their peers found them to be high in integrity, professional competence, and judicial temperament. Something that also stands out about President Biden's nominees, aside from their exceptional qualifications, is the professional and demographic diversity they bring. We've made history in the Senate Judiciary Committee and in the Senate, confirming more black women to the federal circuit courts than all of the previous presidents of the United States combined. And of course, we've confirmed the first ever black woman to serve on the Supreme Court, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. With Hispanic Heritage Month beginning this weekend, I'd like to celebrate the historic nature of the Hispanic and Latino judges President Biden has nominated and we have approved. Just this week, we confirmed Jeanette Vargas to the Southern District of New York. During the Biden administration, the Senate has confirmed 37 Hispanic judges, more than any other president in history. President Biden also appointed the historic first to the bench, including the first Hispanic judge to sit on the Fifth Circuit and D.C. Circuit. In my home state, Judge Nancy Maldonado became Illinois' first Latina federal judge and more recently the first ever Hispanic judge to serve on the Seventh Circuit. Beyond this demographic diversity, there's a record-breaking professional diversity. In the past 3 years, we've confirmed more public defenders as circuit judges than all prior presidents combined. There's nothing wrong with a former prosecutor being a federal judge. I voted for dozens of them, and I'm sure they're competent and doing a good job. But if we want balance on the bench, we should make sure that we have diversity in professional background. Another notable aspect of this record is that the vast majority, nearly 90% of the federal judges approved during the Biden administration have been bipartisan. This includes 3/4 of the appellate nominees. I want to thank my several Republican colleagues who have joined us in good faith to make this happen. This focus on qualified consensus nominees will go a long way to restore trust in the judiciary. The American people want judges who look like America and understand the American experience in all of its forms. We will continue elevating jurists who are qualified, principled, and committed, above all, to faithfully follow the Constitution. The American people deserve nothing less. I yield the floor and suggest the absence of quorum.